Hi there guys, welcome back to Same Ship Different Day. So today I'm going to be coming back to you with a full update on the Princess Cruises fleet. I'm going to go through every ship with you, where they are now, and give you kind of an opportunity to hear what the plan is with them and what's currently going on. And also give you an opportunity to go through how the repatriation process is going. Before I do that, obviously let me say that my views and opinions do not reflect those of Princess Cruises or the company or corporation. And also some excellent news. It's amazing that we've managed to get to this point, 10,000 subscribers and even more. I mean, it was just over a month ago when I was first coming to you with an update on the fleet that we were just over 100. So to be at 10,000 now is just incredible. So thank you so much for that support. Thank you for coming along and tuning in every single time. Now, with 10,000 subscribers, it means this video is going to be watched by around 10,000 people or more, hopefully. It's quite a position that puts me in. I have quite a voice at the moment. And obviously with that, I cannot ignore what's been going on around the world, especially in the United States at the moment. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I'm well enough educated in the situation to share my views and opinions and tell you what you should be thinking. That's not at all what you're here for to see, but I will take this opportunity to share a couple of things with you. Now, the image you see on the screen behind me, I first saw when I was 13 years old. I saw it in a textbook when I was learning about the murder of Stephen Lawrence in the United Kingdom, and it had quite an impact on me. It was there on the page next to a picture of Stephen, and it was used, I believe, as part of the campaign at the time, similar to what's going on at the moment, probably on a smaller scale. Underneath the photo was a question, and the question and the image got me thinking a lot about myself, and it stuck with me for many years. And that question was, black or white? Now, the image of a fingerprint, you don't look at a fingerprint and think about skin colour, and that's why I think it has such an impact. It certainly did on me, and hopefully for you it will give you time and a chance to reflect and think and maybe grow as a person. Take that opportunity and that image and carry it with you. I certainly have for all these years since first seeing it, and I'm able now to share it with you. The second thing I'd like to say is to ask you a favour, really. When you do finish watching this video, please go and take the opportunity to look at some other videos out there. There's lots of people that are not getting coverage on the news and on the mainstream media, so if you've not already investigated yourself and looked at other social media platforms, there's people that are far better educated on the topic than I am, and will be able to maybe inform you of something new that you haven't seen or heard before. So if you can, please do take the time to go and watch at least one of those videos. Thank you for watching this small section of the video. I know it's not about Princess Cruises fleet that you tuned in to see, but I thought it was important that I shared those two things with you. Okay, so some good news from across the fleet. The part of the repatriation process, we've now hit quite a significant number. 10,000 crew or over have now been successfully repatriated within the Holland America group, which includes Princess Cruises, P&O Australia, Holland America ships, obviously, Seabourn as well. So what's important now is that we continue with that repatriation process going strong as we are now, and also to hopefully take the opportunity to change out some of the crew that are left as part of that minimum non-operational manning, as we are now calling it. So let's first go through a few ships that are at that point. First off, Diamond Princess. Obviously it all started with her really back in Japan. She's no longer in Japan. She has gone over to Manila, and I'll be going through the Manila ships with you at the end of this list, because that's where our biggest concentrations of ships are, and I'll be giving you a thorough update of what's going on there. Other ships that are also at this stage now would be Grand Princess and Star Princess. They're both over in Panama at the moment. So the Star was on the west coast of America, as was the Grand, and they've now moved further down the coast and currently in Panama. Sky Princess is also at their minimum non-operational manning point, and they're over in Cyprus, and the Regal is there with her. I've not had this confirmed, but I believe she's almost more or less at that stage as well. Coral Princess, we are slowly getting there. We are slowly disembarking over the next 2 weeks or so. By mid-June, we do expect to be at that point where the only thing left to do really is to change out the crew in terms of getting to that repatriation stage. We successfully disembarked 14 crew members today, which is the first to leave since we've been alongside in Curacao. So that's excellent news, and the plan is now to keep that process going, get down to that minimum non-operational manning, and we can start changing out the crew members, including myself, who are here on board. Caribbean Princess, then, we last saw her up in the Bahamas, and she was about to set off and start the repatriation process for crew members from the Caribbean region and South America. She has been doing that now for several weeks, and successfully. She's just left Cozumel a few days ago, and where she managed to repatriate 165 Mexican crew members, which is excellent news. She then head to the San Andreas Islands, part of Colombia, where she was planning to do a crew transfer with the Carnival Glory. Unfortunately, due to local restrictions, that was not able to take place, and so she's going herself on to Costa Rica, where she can continue the repatriation process, and eventually she's planning to come to Curacao, where we are, and join us here to carry out this operational pause. Emerald Princess, then, so she's probably had the biggest change of any ship since we last spoke, since I last came to you with an update, and she was going to be heading to Asia. She ended up in Barbados, and she was at anchor there a few days, and due to restrictions being lifted slightly on flights from Europe over to Asia, the decision was made that the time it would take for the Emerald to make that trip all the way over to Manila or any other country on the way, it was not worth that timeline. So instead, what has happened is she has now sailed to Rotterdam. She has arrived in Rotterdam, and the repatriation process has started from there, and slowly they're getting crew off, and they're getting international flights from Amsterdam out to the rest of the world, which is excellent news. Now, the Crown Princess and Island Princess, they were bound for Asia, where firstly they were going to stop off and refuel in St. Martin before heading over to South Africa. They've been to South Africa, they've successfully disembarked crew members there from South Africa, and now they've gone up to India. Unfortunately, India had some extra restrictions, I believe, and so what they ended up doing is disembarking the crew in Sri Lanka just over the last couple of days in Colombo, and they've been given charter flights over to India, and that's successfully taken 660 Indian crew members that have had that flight and now on Indian soil, and then obviously that process will continue now to get them home. So the Crown is now heading over to Manila as well with the Filipino crew that they have on board to get them successfully repatriated, hopefully, and the Island Princess is going to Jakarta, as she has majority Indonesian crew on board, and so they're going to go there and hopefully get home. So that leaves us then, I think, mainly with the ships that are in Manila Bay. So the Diamond, as I said, is there. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing right now, because I know they were basically a minimum manning already, and so I believe it must be part of the next step, which is to transfer other crew from Asia between ships and take them home, essentially, as well as obviously maybe some crew change going on and taking the opportunity of being there. Successful news, good news, is that we have now disembarked at least or more than 90% of the Filipino crew that were in that phase 1 of the repatriation process on Holland America ships. So that's excellent news. I don't have an exact figure of how many Filipino crew that is, but it must be quite a high number and quite a large percentage of that 10,000. Majestic Princess being one of those main and key ships, she had quite a lot of Filipino crew on board to be repatriated, and she no longer has any more that are requiring repatriation at this time, which is excellent news. A friend of mine is over on the Majestic, and he's sent me some footage of that repatriation process. Really positive to see it working so well, and everyone coming together to help out to get those crew members home. Royal Princess is still over there as well in Manila. Sapphire Princess, Ruby Princess, Sea Princess, Sun Princess, Pacific and Golden Princess are all still in the bay, still working on the repatriation process. I believe in the coming days and weeks there will be many crew transfers between ships in order to streamline the process of getting the crew home to other countries in Asia, and hopefully now that Majestic is empty of the Filipino crew that are required to be heading home, hopefully now she can take more crew and be going off to whichever port is most required, possibly Jakarta as well, to join the island. But we will see, and we'll see how that develops over the coming days and weeks. But that's where all the crew are now. All the ships are now, and the crew members on board. Discovery Princess, people keep asking me about the Discovery. Unfortunately, I don't have any updates on that for you. Obviously, Italy is starting to open up, which means I assume that the yard is also opening up in Fincantieri. So I would assume that work is still continuing on the Discovery, and timeline-wise, I assume it's still trying to meet the original dates, but I don't have a guaranteed update on that for you. So for me here on the Coral, as I said, we are waiting now for crew change. They are slowly starting to fly officers in for that crew change. Luckily we have direct flights from Amsterdam to Curacao and Curacao back to Amsterdam twice a week now, which is excellent. So hopefully soon we can be heading home. Obviously it's getting to the point where I think fatigue is starting to set in a little bit. Certainly watchkeeping for 4 months straight is quite a tough process. And so hopefully they'll be able to get those officers out to us and take over so we can have a well-earned vacation. Let's see, I'll keep you updated as the best I can. I'm going to be bringing you videos as much as possible and continuing to film footage so that I also have extra stuff to bring you once I am successfully home. Thank you for listening to all I've had to say today. I do appreciate your attention and how well we're growing this channel and the community that we're creating, so thanks for that. Please take this opportunity now to go and look at one of these videos that I was talking about and reflect a little bit on what's going on around the world. I think it's very important that everybody takes part in that. Thanks for tuning in and seeing what's happening with the fleets and with the crew members. Repatriation's going well. I know you saw how the crew members are doing here on the Coral. Thank you for looking at that and for getting some great feedback from there. We're coming back to you with more videos, but for now I'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in and I'll see you next time. Thanks for sticking with me right through to the end there, guys. I do appreciate it. Now enjoy this beautiful sunset in Curacao. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, comment and let me know. And if you haven't already, do subscribe. If you hit that little notification bell, then you'll get a notification every time I upload something. Thanks once again for joining me on this one, and I'll see you next time.